Hey guys, welcome back to KV's Path. So today I just want to talk to you guys about reading and why I choose to read so much and why it's been very beneficial to my life. Um, so obviously, I'm not in university or college at the moment, and so I'm not learning anything through a classroom anymore. I'm not being taught anything. So for me to learn new things, it's really all up to me, and so I've decided to do that through books and books have opened up my eyes and the world to so many new things, and it's become, a really big passion of mine over the years. And over the years, I've been reading a lot more, and I'm at to the point now where I'll read maybe 3 to 4 hours a day. And basically, what happens is I'll wake up around 8 a.m. I'll read for about an hour. I'll get my breakfast, I'll get my yoga and meditation session in, and then when I'm eating breakfast and lunch, I'll be reading, and then throughout the day, I'll be periodically reading a chapter or two, and then at night, I'll read for about an hour and a half before bed, and that's something that I've been doing now for maybe months. So it's been a really long time, and I just want to keep continuing that progress. So 3 hours, 4 or 5 hours, and keep doing that because it's really become a huge passion of mine. Um, so why do I choose to do it? And why do I choose to read so much? It's because, again, it opens your eyes up and opens your world to so many new things, and you're constantly learning. And especially when you can get yourself really, really deep into a book and what the author is saying, then there's really nothing better. Um, but how did I get into it? How was I able to basically have 3 to 4 hours of spare time to read? And that's a question that a lot of people ask me is, how? I get home from work, I got to cook supper, I got to do that, do this, and then by the time, I have everything done during the day, it's like 9:30 and I got to go to bed. I just never have time to read. So to me, what I say to them is, how much time do you spend on the TV? An average family, I was looking up on Google, an average family will spend 2 to 3 hours a night watching TV. On weekends, an average family will spend about 6 hours watching movies. Um, an average person will spend maybe 10 to 15 minutes on the toilet, playing, scrolling through Instagram or going through their apps or playing games. And an average person will spend about an hour a day on social media. So these are all things that I've cut down on. I don't watch TV anymore. Boom, that's 2 to 3 hours a day right there. When I go to the washroom, I always have a book with me. That's another 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Um, when I go to the grocery store or when I go get coffee or something like that, I always have my ebook with me, and I'm always reading. And that's something that has become a habit of mine, is that I always bring a book with me now. So even if I only have 5 minutes, even if I can only get half a paragraph read, well, that's more than what I had before. So it's just little things like that. And the big things that consume all of your time is really watching the TV, watching movies, playing games, on social media. You cut that down, well, you just gave yourself, 3, 4 hours a day. Um, you have appointments, bring a book with you. So basically, I bring my little ebook with me everywhere, and that's, that's how I can get it done. So in the process, I was looking up at some statistics this morning, and I found here in North America, 25% of people haven't read a book in the last 365 days. So that means 1 out of 4 North Americans read. Like, that's a huge number, right? I mean, that's incredible. And then another statistics here, which I found on Google, was 46% of adults score in the 2 lowest literacy levels in North America. I mean, that's crazy. That means that almost 50% of North Americans are pretty literate, and then another 25% haven't read in the last year. So what that tells me is that people aren't continuing their progress, they're not continuing their education. So if you're that person who's reading 3 hours a day or reading an hour a day or reading a book a week, well, you're in that 1%. you're educating yourself and you're progressing yourself so much more than everyone else that in 10 years you're going to have so much more knowledge and so much more understanding and and everything. I mean, it's going to put you in the 1%. So, but will TV do that? You know, you could spend 50 hours a week watching TV, but it's not going to progress you any more than anybody else. But reading really will. Reading will, you know, it does something to your brain basically. I mean, you're gaining all of this new information. You're learning all these new words, and over a period of time, it's really going to start to show. I mean, your vocabulary is just going to expand, and you're going to keep getting smarter and more knowledgeable. So, to me, those numbers are absolutely crazy. I mean, 46% in the two lowest scores, and 25% haven't read a book in the last year. So it just goes to show how people just don't appreciate reading anymore, and how reading has become very valuable. And employers want people who are literate, who are smart, who are knowledgeable, and the best way to do that is to read. So basically, I'm just going to show you. I'm in the process right now of reading 3 books. I'll spend maybe an hour and a half on one, 30 minutes on the other, and an hour on the other. So the first one that I've been reading is The Great Hunt by Robert Jordan. It's a 14-book series, and I'm on book 2 now. I just started the series about 3 weeks ago or a month ago. So I'm almost done book 2, and that's my goal, is by December is to have the whole series completed. Absolutely phenomenal. The writing is A1. Brandon Sanderson is my favorite author, and Robert Jordan is, the writing styles are pretty similar. And Wheel of Time, amazing. I'm learning so much. I'm gaining so much knowledge that I'm using even in my everyday life from these series and from the characters. The second one that I'm reading is Age of Wisdom, The Wisdom of Insecurity by Alan Watts. This book, Alan Watts, I've been listening to his lectures now for years, and this is the first book that I'm reading about, that he's written, and it's phenomenal. It's just, he's really going about how we spend so much time during the day worrying, For example, we could have a surgery set for a month from today, and we could be going to Six Flags, we could be going to California, go to Thailand, all within that month. But he said most people aren't going to enjoy, because they're always thinking about, in a month I need to get that surgery, and they're not enjoying the today's moment. They're worrying about something that's only going to happen in a month, and they're not enjoying what's in front of them today. And that's something that's been key to me, is to really, who cares what happens in a month, I'll deal with it then. I need to focus on today and what life brought me today. And he really touches a lot on that, and how to explore more into that. So great book so far. And the last one, this is a book that I read pretty much every month, is the Bhagavad Gita. This book here got me really into the Eastern philosophy, and I probably read this now half a dozen times or a dozen times. If you've never read it, I can't recommend it enough. And the last book here, that it's my favorite book of all time, and this is the book that's helped me the most on my journey. And it might be weird because it's a fantasy book, and it's Brandon Sanderson, The Way of Kings. It is a little big. It was very intimidating at first, but I finished it within 3 weeks, and I've read it 3 times since. It is the best book, and I've learned so much from it, from the characters, from the world, and I use some of the things I've used or that I've learned in here and in my everyday life, and it's really shaped me into the person I am today. So that's why I read so much, is because it's so calming. It gets me away from the world, and it gets me into my own space where I can learn and create and imagine and be creative in a comfortable environment. So again, guys, if you have any questions or any concerns, please let me know. If you have any comments, please let me know, and please subscribe to the channel. I have a lot more videos coming out. But reading, it's the best thing you can ever give to yourself. It's the best gift. and it's the best thing you will ever do. It's reading. There's no negativity. There's nothing negative about reading. Everything's just positive. And if any of you have any good book recommendations or any series recommendations, please let me know, because I'd love to check them out. But until next time, guys, hope you're having a wonderful day. Namaste.